Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-June 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Leos in mid-June? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the lovely Leos. What's the vibe? What's the energy? We're getting very close to your birthday season, my good friends. I hope you're getting ready for it. And we are still using creepy Alice Oracle. There we go. And she pops out all in the golden afternoon. Now, I've been seeing this quite a bit in recent weeks, and now you do have it. To me, I think, despite the appearance of this card, to me, it feels very optimistic. Like, it feels like it's lounging, having a good time. And this could all represent optimism, too. Like, the way you view something, the way you frame something. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So again, don't be too concerned about the art style there. Yeah, she looks a little downtrodden. It's all good. I go by the vibe, the energy of it. And all in the golden afternoon, to me, just reminds me of just like hanging out on a beautiful, warm, sunny day. Everything around is nice and soft and warm and fuzzy. So I really like this card for the most part. Now, for some of you, you might be going through a lot of different situations. You could have a whole bunch of stuff on your plate. And this could be spirit saying like, all right, Leo, well, maybe try to frame it in a bit of a different way. Try to see the silver lining. For some of you, that might be much harder than others, but this can also be an omen of good things to come. So if you've been in like a rough period, if you've been going through a lot of things, to me, this feels like a reprieve of some sort where you could just like finally take a breath or just sit back and relax for a minute. Now, for some of you, if you've been going through like a lot of stuff or you're very busy, you have a lot of stuff on your plate, Spirit might want you to take some time for rest and relaxation when this card shows up, like to enjoy yourself, whatever it is that you enjoy doing. So we're going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. Let's see what's happening. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Someone seemed a little bit grumpy last week. The reading was titled They Are Mad. So whether it was you getting a little annoyed at something, maybe someone you were dealing with was in their feelings. Like, to me, it just felt a little aggressive, a little angry. So again, hopefully it's nothing too rough for a bunch of you, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Leo friends. What's happening, please? Mid-June. Let's get, oh, there's a deck. There we go. Thank you. World, huh? Okay, odd that we're starting with an ending of some sort. Okay, and the world isn't just that. Like, don't get it twisted. The world isn't like the 10 of Swords. We don't got to get all freaked out about it. But it's a conclusion, potentially. Maybe that was one that's recent. Okay. So we have the Tower in position number 2. These are some difficult energies to grapple with right next to each other. That's one thing I could definitely say. But we're going to have to see. Let's get one more card out here, see what shows up for Leo in mid-June. Thank you. I don't want anyone to get nervous. Yeah. All right. So these 2 cards popped out together. We have the Chariot right here on the back end. Good. Nice. Very powerful energy. That's the one thing I'll say about these cards all together. They're all extremely intense, very powerful. But you also have a bonus. Ace of Pentacles. Cool. So that's at least a silver lining in this reading, which makes me happy. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, there's a lot of water here, believe it or not, when we look at elements. Hard to tell by the images, but the Tower in the center, that's Scorpio. Chariot, that's Cancer. So tons of water. This one here is kind of a mixture. That's like fixed energy. You're comfortable with this one on the front. But the one thing all of these do share in common is they're just really, really intense. Now, major arcana cards are intense by nature, but these are the more intense major arcana cards. So there's a lot of energy to grapple with and deal with. One thing I want to mention before we get into all the specifics, always remember that you are a creator being. You can shift your awareness. You could shift your awareness, how you view things, what things you bring into your experience. So keep that in mind as we go along, because this could be someone else's energy too. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we're starting with the world. Like I said, we're starting with an ending of some sort. Okay, now to me, again, this isn't like the Ten of Swords. The reason this gets connected to endings is because this is the last of the major arcana. You know how the first one's the Fool, then he travels through all the major arcana. This is the last one, so it represents a culmination. So for some Leos, this could be like a long-term goal, what you're thinking of doing for the future, like similar to the star. When I see the world, it's like, all right, this is my long-term plan. This is my long-term goal. So I like it for that. It's something that's coming to a head. And remember, it's also karmic. It could represent change. It could represent cycles. Now, don't think of this card like a Ten of Swords ending. Think of it more of like closing one chapter and opening the next. It's like, okay, that chapter's over. Let's move into the next one. So there's like a continuation when we get with this card. The difficulty connected to it, yes, it can be seen as a karmic card. So whether you're dealing with karmic situations, karmic lessons, all that stuff, we'll just have to see, because that could really present itself in a lot of different ways. But I think it's peculiar that we're starting with an ending. So, you know, it's even like getting connected to the tower as I try to grab it. But we're going to get it tucked right back in here by the amethyst. Now, moving to the center, the tower, believe it or not, has a couple of similarities here too. People get nervous about this card, obviously due to the symbolism. And I'm starting to pick up a theme here in your reading from the Oracle all the way through so far. I've been saying consistently, it might not be as bad as it seems, or don't let the imagery concern you. So there could be certain things you're dealing with right now. They might look a little rough, they might look a little scary, but in reality, it could take a good turn for you. Remember, the tower represents shock. It's something that comes in hot, it comes in quick. Yes, it could also represent endings, it could represent things closing out. So whether you've recently been dealing with it, whether it's something you're still in the midst of dealing with, the tower shakes things up. It's like hitting the reset button, right? Like the foundation isn't like the foundation isn't right, so let's bring it down. It's like a demolition of sorts, which doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I always say the tower could be shocking change, or it could be something good that comes in that you just don't see coming. That's the big overarching theme here. For those of you connected to Scorpio, this could just be their intense energy showing up here as well. Another thing with the tower, it represents vitality. It is strong. There's a lot of energy. So I could also see with all this energy that for a lot of Leos, you might be a little more amped up than you normally are. You might need a little release for all the pent up energy that you're building up in this time, because you are a fire sign after all. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Chariot, another super, super intense card. It's the fastest mover, right? We see this person. For some of you connected to Cancer, this is them showing up here. But the Chariot's on the move, it's on the go. This could represent trips, vacations, distance involved in a situation. Like, remember, the Chariot's either coming or going, to or fro. It's on the move. So none of this energy that we're seeing here is stagnant whatsoever. The Chariot has a lot of determination. So it's like, all right, well, I don't care what pops up, I'm going to push through. So this could be a sense of determination with someone, which I really like. I mean, that's in the Leo DNA, if you ask me. But the thing with the Chariot, it's also an energy that could be a little shocking. It could be a little too intense. It could be things that happen suddenly. So we have this very similar theme showing up this week. It just feels really intense to me. So again, we're going to have to look at all the particulars of it, that's for sure, because it's like the energy just goes. It's like off to the races. Now, here on the very back end, you do have a bonus. We have the Ace of Pentacles, beautiful, lovely. They represent new things, new chapters, new adventures. Makes sense with all the stuff we're seeing here. This is our silver lining. So it represents the offers and opportunities. It could also be a communication. So maybe some of this is tied in with a talk of some kind. We'll just have to see. But I really like the Ace of Pentacles because it tells me, regardless of the intensity, regardless of all the energy we're seeing here, they're still good. They're still good. So I want to dive deeper in all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on in that world? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what's up. Why is the world here? My beautiful friends. What is happening? Thank you. Okay. So we have the Hermit in reverse underneath. So it's like an energy. It doesn't really feel surprising here in the front to me, believe it or not. Like usually when I see the Hermit, if you're not connected to Virgo here, to me, that's a card of something popping up. Like, hey, here I am, Leo. So underneath a card like this, world, of course, it could be an ending that kind of pops in out of nowhere. But I do have this energy where it's like, but you kind of knew it was coming. Like, it's not really a surprise. Like, you see this energy, it's been building up for a while. So there could be various situations that have been building, coming to a head. That's how this feels to me. So whereas like, okay, it's not a matter of if, but when. It's like giving me that kind of energy. So I'm not sure how that fits into the whole grand scheme of things. Now, also to mention, all major arcana here. So again, with the intensity, with the power. Now, the Hermit in the upright, which you got it in reverse, is usually a card that's retracted, pulled back, very quiet, not really doing much. It's a card of soul searching and wisdom. So when I see it in reverse underneath this, I mean, this could be an energy that's presenting itself to you, that's coming out of that withdrawn type of energy. So sometimes this could even be like a return or something that pops up out of nowhere. So it's odd because we have this energy of an ending where it's like, oh, you're back. Oh, this is back. It's giving me that kind of vibe. So whether it's a karmic cycle returning or a karmic return of some sort, that's the main vibe. So those are the two things I'm thinking. We'll talk about it more during the recap. So once again, it's a return that pops up of something or a situation. But for a portion of you, it could be an ending where it's like, I kind of saw it in the tea leaves. I kind of knew it was coming. Not a matter of if, but when. Let's keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Tower, because I feel like that one might be a little different. So why is the Tower here for the lovely Leos? I mean, yeah, there could be various things popping back up. And then the moon. And then the moon. So again, we're sticking with this theme this week, Leo, where every single card is major arcana, except for your bonus over there. Now, the moon, Pisces energy. That is a huge card of mystery. Okay, so for some of you, when I see the Tower with the moon, it's like a shocking situation of some sort where like this one feels much more predictable. This one feels like, yeah, I kind of knew. Like this one here, it's like boop, it's an energy where it's just blindside almost. So I would say in this time, watch out for surprising, unexpected, or even shocking situations to pop up. But I will say this just to remind you, I said it in the very beginning, if this reading takes a left, remember that you can always shift your awareness. And none of this is set in stone. You could shift your awareness. You could manifest other things into your creation. But when I see the Tower with the moon, it's just 0 to 100. Very, very explosive energy here. And I will get more detail when we move over to the Chariot. But yeah, the moon is usually subtle. It's like the complete opposite of the Tower, whereas the Tower is intense. And boom, you see the whitening, the people. The moon is soft. The moon is quiet. It's the intuition. So for some of you, you might feel something in the air. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised with what I'm seeing here. A lot of the Leos watching this could have very keen senses and intuition, and it could be heightened in this time. So this one here in the front's like, yeah, I knew that was happening, but I think there's more to come. So some of you might have some anticipation too in this time where it's like, oh, no, I don't think something's over. I think there's more to come. I think you're right. Let's keep moving over to the Chariot. We'll see what that says. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Chariot here for my lovely Leo friends? Just super intense front to back this week. Super intense front to back. Thank you. Okay. So, I mean, we did keep up with the theme, my good friends. We have the Magician in reverse underneath the Chariot. So we all realize that in life, there are certain things that are not in our control, certain things that are out of our hands, right? And knowing that and understanding that could bring people a lot of peace sometimes. When I see the Magician in reverse, it's like, well, not much I can really do about it. So watch out for situations where it's like you kind of just have to let it play out, which could be a little frustrating depending on what you're going through, because that's the vibe. It's like the best course of action might be no action, just to let something play out how it's going to play out now. It's like the die has been cast. It's given me that kind of energy. Now, the Magician, creation, manifesting, I already spoke about it many times. Like, yeah, you could change your awareness. This isn't an energy you want to welcome in. Do not claim it. Shift your energy to something positive, of course. But the Magician is a card of spirituality, ritual, but also control, right? He wants to control his way forward with this Chariot. So when I see him in reverse under the Chariot, it's like you might just have to let something play out. You know, play out, see how it goes, and then deal. That's kind of the energy, like the way this all culminates. We have the predictable, the unpredictable, then just letting something play out, and then go from there. That's the energy that's showing up. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So very intense reading this week, at least energetically, the way it's making me feel. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the World with the Hermit in reverse. So yeah, I mean, there could be something that returns or pops up out of nowhere. It's like a karmic cycle returning of some sort for another portion of you. It could be like an ending or something coming to head, something that's been building for a while. And it's like not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. In the center, total opposite. Chariot with the Moon. So completely shocking type of energy. So whether it's a shocking situation or someone's actions, for a small portion of you, this could just be your spidey senses going off where you feel like, oh, I feel like there's more coming. I feel like there's more here. I feel like there's something else. Like it's giving me that kind of energy. And I would say to go with your intuition with whatever it is you're dealing with. This can be good. Okay, just keep that in mind. Tower, Moon, it doesn't always have to be bad. It could be good, especially if you feel like you're in a stagnant place. Moving to the back end, we have the Chariot with the Magician in reverse. So it's something where either you might not have a lot of control over it, which is kind of frustrating, or Spirit's just saying, let it play out how it needs to play out. Hands off, just observe, watch, see how it plays out, and then go from there. That's like the big way the energy is shifting. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further yourself. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get this going here. Let's see what's in the shadows for my lovely Leos, please. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here for you. What do we have? Is it going to be another major? Oh, it's not, but it is a repeat. Check it out. We got the Ace of Pentacles, so it's like we're getting similar themes throughout the reading this week. Now, I did speak on the Ace of Pentacles briefly. I think, in my opinion, when I see this as a shadow card, it's a good thing. So very early on in the reading, before we got into all this intensity, I kept speaking about perspective, how you view things, how you frame things, seeing the silver lining. This card in the shadows is most definitely reinforcing that here. And again, with the Ace of Pentacles, it offers an opportunity. So if you are going through a little bit of mayhem, a little tense energy, or just something that's a lot, Spirit could be saying from this could come something great. Believe it or not. So it's just saying whatever it is that's happening from this could come something really great. Now, the challenge with the Ace of Pentacles, with all aces, sometimes they're not guaranteed, right? It's an energy that could be a little flighty, a little flaky, but I'm sticking to the good energy here. I feel like it's a silver lining to this whole reading, especially since it ended up twice. Just observe, let something play out, and then boom, the Ace of Pentacles comes in for you. So I think it's a good thing. Watch for communications as well. Remember, these cards could be messages, talks, stuff like that. So all the stuff we were seeing could be tied into things like that. But we're just going to put that Ace of Pentacles down right there, Leo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The June calendar is open, so you can go check for availability. But for the June subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could manifest something right now instantly, what would it be? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.